sometimes God doesn't give you what you want because you deserve better. So actually, let's touch on that real quick since we're on that topic. We went from a $235,000 home to what?
If I sell now, maybe 6. I don't know.
6 mil?
Yeah.
Look at that. Amazing, man. Well, again, so what would you say is, if you were to sum up the 3 biggest tips that you could offer any young 19-year-old like yourself years ago, what are the 3 tips that you would actually, or 3 advice that you would have, you would give people?
One of it, I mean, some of it is what we mentioned in our cigar talk. What I think your ability to be coached, which is whether you frame it as my hunger to learn or my ability to do things even when I don't understand it. That's really coachability. I'm doing it even though I don't understand it yet.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you up. But why don't we take a step back? We said we have the 3 C's.
Yeah.
Coachability, commitment, and credibility.
And we can add a bonus there is courage.
Yeah, I like that. So why don't we go over every single one of them? And those are basically what you're saying is a 19-year-old listening, you would have them work on these 3 things. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't
let's say coachability. I got number 1. I picked the right coach. Obviously, wrong coach
that's huge.
Can be that can destroy your life too. Or maybe you pick the good and leave the bad. And I've been around different coaches, and some of it, if I listen to certain coaching, I wouldn't be married today. I mean, that's just facts. I mean, and I'm saying this out loud.
Love it. If I can add, before you go to the next, what are some things people can do to make sure they're picking the right coach, in your opinion?
I think you got to identify what you want in your life first, and then no one's going to be a perfect coach. So I would, some of them might be good at this, and so I'm a believer on, and if they are, no one's perfect. So I would pick what's good or identify what they're good at, and then take that coaching from them. And you might have to have 2 different coaches and all that.
Absolutely.
3.
Take the best and leave the rest.
Right? I mean,
I always say, like, whatever area they have the fruit on the tree in that area that you want in your life, like that's what you want to learn from them. But you might need several coaches, like you said. Yep, right. 100%. Love that.
Okay, coachability.
And again, it's listening. Taking, the advice or the coaching, where if you have to wait till you understand the whole topic, it's going to take you years. So I think there's a part of it where there's blind trust in the coaching. Faith and blind trust in it.
Faith is huge to me because I feel like if you don't have faith, and not just like I'm not specifically talking about God, right? I mean that's a big part, but just faith in the process.
Yeah.
Because as you're going through these moments, you have a lot of self-doubt, and I think what separates people that make it versus the ones that don't is that when they don't have clarity, they're still going, versus the ones that always want clarity 100%, they always end up leaving because you will never always have clarity. If we were to show you what your life would look like in 10 years or in 3 years, and you see that it's perfect, then of course you're going to take the steps. But that's part of the journey, is that you don't know. There's a lot of unknown. And sometimes we think we want something, and you actually get better than what you wanted. I say that all the time. I've asked God for things in my life that I did not get. 2 years later, I got better. Yeah. Sometimes God doesn't give you what you want because you deserve better.
That's right.
Right? And sometimes He doesn't give you what you want because if He does, you will self-sabotage because you're not ready for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And there's a part to it to where it's Tony Robbins. It's Tony Robbins' quote. He talks about most people underestimate or overestimate what they can do in a year or 2, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 to 10 years. So
love that.
And
could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, most people overestimate what they can do in a year or 2, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 to 10 years. That's the huge. Magic of like compounding your efforts.
That's huge.
And the reason I bring that up is most people have what's called depth perception, where in the short term, I have all these things, but they're not willing to pay the long-term price, right? There's a lot. If you commit to 10 years, I guarantee you'll have more than what you committed to or what you wanted. But most people, you ask them how their 2024 went, most of them didn't nail it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.